I was born here in Aklavik. I was fortunate enough to be raised by my grandparents, and so I learned to speak a little and understand a lot. People in their culture and to the traditions always talked about sharing. Sharing was something that was instilled into them by a previous generation. Well, I'll just use my family as an example. When I was growing up, our grandparents spoke to us in Gwitch'in, and we could understand them. Our language, the Gwitch'in language, and in Nubialawit, it was forbidden in the school, especially the mission schools. You got strapped if they caught you speaking your language. It was something that was drilled into us over the years, and so a lot of us, we lost that. But to me, language is very important. When you look at my time of growing up, parents, grandparents, they never spoke English that well. But they tried to talk to you, and for them to get right in here, that's where you feel it. For them to get in here, they had to speak their language. They can describe something 100 times better than they can in English. You cannot teach an Aboriginal person, say, the value of the land, the value of the animals in English. It just can't connect. But if you understand your language, then if you hear an elder speaking, you could feel it. It's coming in here. It's going in here. It's unfortunate that when we went to school, we never heard our language. And so a lot of us came out of school speaking English. It took me years and years to figure that out, why I can't explain to my children something in English. But the Gwitch'in language is almost dead in Aklavik. Very few elders that talk the language are gone. And my children all don't know their language, or my grandchildren. So how does an Aboriginal person and a leader like myself gonna preserve the Aboriginal language when I can't really explain it to my children, grandchildren, for them to understand? I worked with Aboriginal organizations a long time trying to build our way of life. I learned over the years and studying and watching other cultures that you cannot build a nation unless you can speak the language. We have to remember that language is the foundation of any nation. We're lost until we can learn that. It's not an easy task. It's going to take a lot of work to bring that back together. I always believe there's hope. You know, at my age, I think that's the only thing I can do is share, by example or by talking. One thing I know about the Gwitch'in, Nubialawit, Métis, there was a lot of sharing. If they saw that someone was in need, they would help that family out. That's how they survived. Without sharing and feeling proud of who you are, you're nothing. You would just fade away. And I'm telling you, people did this for a purpose because it was there. That's what some of us grew up with. And that's how people survived. They survived because they respected each other and they were willing to share what little they had. So that made a community as tight as possible. And my advice to the younger people is you need education in today's world. You need it more than anything. I really have high hopes for our younger people to become a better citizen in your community and to contribute to the growth and development of your community.